the man, the legend, Tony Hawk, is getting ready to drop in. This is his group. Bucky Lasek and his wife Jennifer are expecting their first child. They were married last September. Lasek says he's very self-reliant because he had to be. As a kid, he lived on his uncle's island in Florida, and he had to get himself to school on a pontoon boat all by himself.
Jack, Bucky is a totally different skater than what we just saw with Sergi Ventura, because Bucky is more of a powerful skater. Skates for Birdhouse, that's Tony Hawk's company, backside tail slide. Sergi's a little bit more lighter on his feet.
You really can see the weight. Oh, it got caught on the coping on the way up. Great recovery.
Difficult tricks back to back. Judges are looking at combination tricks, no setup tricks. Bucky's had a couple different gate twists in his run. That's when you do a 360 coming off a fakie.
Whoa, interesting hand plant. Bucky Lasek of Baltimore.
Bucky used the entire ramp. He's a big, powerful skateboarder. And he gets here in the air on the front side invert with his right foot in the back. Going up fakie, the front side, 360, tucking high. And what he does here is he spins in the air, coming off the channel. This is an invert. His hand is placed on the coping. He touches right there, and you have to do that trick quick, Jack, because you run out of room on the extension.
The judges love it. It's the second best score of the day.
Beta or Sergi Ventura, they kind of float and fly high. Bucky is powerful. Does his tricks with authority on the coping, and he slaps that board down on the wall. A little bit more of a louder skater.
When his feet are on that board, they really seem to be stuck to it. He rarely makes adjustments with his feet en route across the ramp.
Let me tell you something, this kid is a great skater.
Bucky Lasek throwing in big degrees of difficulty. You can see the Hawk influence.
That's exactly right. He rides for Birdhouse. He skates with Tony. And he does have some of the Tony Hawk style, especially in a couple different tricks.
When you see those spinning flips of Lasek, he seems to do them in thirds, the way Hawk does. Those slight delays add to the drama while he's in the air.
There's nobody happier here than Tony Hawk, who's slamming his board down in the coping in appreciation of a great run. Over the channel he goes with the kick flip. Actually, the heel flip. The front foot with the heel pop. And Tony Lasek, I want you to watch this. His board pops there. That's exactly what Tony Hawk does. And he landed down high on the coping. Tony Hawk loves it as much as anybody.
Lasek with the second best score of the day, only two. Guess who? That was an 89.25, just behind Hawk. Rune Glifberg qualifies third, and it appears to be a duel between the mentor and the protege, Tony Hawk, against Bucky Lasek in the Vert finals.
And that's an interesting story because Tony Hawk wanted Bucky Lasek to be his Vert doubles partner. But since Bucky lives in Baltimore, Hawk rode with Andy McDonald instead. Hawk and McDonald won gold together. Now Hawk and Lasek battle each other. And in this competition, there's no sharing. We'll have the finals of Skateboard Vert coming up tomorrow night.
This is the protege. His name is Bucky Lasek. The mentor is the champion, Tony Hawk.
What we're going to look at is a 540. Both of these guys do it similar. Bucky Lasek first, right about here, he points the board, and he learned that from Tony Hawk. He skates with Tony Hawk all the time. Hawk does it right there. Both of those guys do it similar, and they do it very aggressively with great style.
Hawk, of course, has won more skateboard competitions than anyone in the history of the sport. And maybe this is going to be the guy who will succeed him. Bucky Lasek of Baltimore dropping in.
Bucky has been skating a long time. He has a sore knee. He told me he needs to get it operated on this summer sometime.
Up on the extension.
Jackie's using the entire ramp. There's the 540, and he boned it out. That's what gets the crowd excited. Oh! A front side 360, and he barely pulled that thing off.
Performing that well inside the coping, which is another marker of the Hawk influence.
And he does a nice little backside lip slide to slow it down and invert over the gap. And he stays on.
And who's the first to congratulate him? Tony Hawk. Third place for Bucky Lasek with 2 more runs to come for him. Bucky Lasek getting set to drop in. He is the protege of Tony Hawk. Only one skater of the previous 8 here in the second round has had a higher score in the second than he did in the first round, and that is Mike Frazier, who had a bad first round crash. Is the pressure getting to these guys, or were they a little overamped in the first round, and now they're in the ebb of adrenaline?
That could be it, Jack. It's all about rhythm and flow. As we talk about in this sport, it's a soulful sport. It's contagious when you start to do good things. One skater bleeds to the next.
Lasek with the grab. And the invert.
Jack, what he needs to do to increase his score, he needs to go a little bit higher.
Starting to link the big tricks. Reminiscent of Hawk. Oh, Lasek got up on one corner of the board and went in forwards.
After that 360, he ran out of gas a little bit, and I mean he ran out of speed because he came down and he could not pull off the next trick against the other wall.
Lasek, the number 2 qualifier, in 4th place after the first round. And running out of time here.
360 flip with a board on the wall.
Tony Hawk, the mentor, loving what he sees, and so does everyone here in San Diego at the X Games.
Bucky Lasek playing to the crowd and also trying to keep the judges in mind. Going high over the channel, 1 foot off, and that's the front foot, increasing the difficulty factor. Using the channel one more time. The heel flip with the front foot, he flips the board, and then he puts that front foot on, landing pretty high on the extension. This is the 540 when he bones out that leg. He pops it right there. Did not do it as much as he did the first time around. But anyway you see it, Bucky Lasek trying to increase his score.
Still 1 spot out of the medals.